right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Kenny Boy Mac Watts, Standing Bear, Show the Tri Fishing Lake First Nations, Saskatchewan, Canada, Treaty 4 Territory, Anishinaabe, 60 Scoop Survivor, published author. Welcome to We Are the Medicine Circle, which really implies that we are the medicine circle. Really implies that no one's in charge here. Hold on, let me. Really implies that no one's in charge here. That what my part is that I'm in the service of the Great Spirit, Kitchi Manitou, and I'm in the service of the circle. So I'm in charge and just kind of like, the middleman here and just kind of like passing notes back and forth kind of thing. So that's really it. And really there's no other place I'd rather be than just sitting here in circle next to you, with you. And one of the most important things that we say all day is if no one said that they love you today, I love you very, very much. And it's really important that we say that. And what we mean by that is we want you to live your very best life, right? Connected to, traditionally connected to all those beautiful things that bring us life, air, water, fire, earth, connected to those things first, right? And then, yeah, that's what we mean. Just, we're here to live our best life. We're here to be happy. We're here to, support each other and to be those beautiful, to be a beautiful human being, because we're having a little trouble doing that. We got a beautiful question, comment today. We'll get into that in a minute. But a couple of housekeeping things. If there is a lag in connections, okay, we're coming off one router here. We are coming off two. We're coming off two platforms here. So if you see me looking back and forth, that's what I'm doing. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I'm looking at your cameras here. So we're coming off YouTube. So Standing Bear, the author. YouTube page, and that's right over there. YouTubers, Facebook is right over there. I don't know how that looks, but YouTube or Facebook seems to have a little lag in audio, that freezing thing. So if you want to go right over there to YouTube as Standing Bear, the author, please like and subscribe. I think you have to like and subscribe to get the notification that we're on too. Okay, tag list. Okay, we have a new tag list just so to keep everybody kind of up to date. It appears I'm still on Facebook restrictions, so kind of like house arrest, right? So limited. I'm limited into the number of people that I can tag. So I'm just kind of rotating out. So if I don't tag you every day, that's what's going on. Also, back over to YouTube, Facebookers also. So we have the library of information over there. Every circle that we have is libraried over on YouTube. So like if you miss a circle, just go over there and to just look for the date, and then we are all there. So also I will be traveling as of Monday. I'll be heading over to Europe very excited, and so we won't be having these circles on a regular. I mean, I'm going to check in and do a couple lives, but when I'm there, I really want to focus on the people that are in front of me. So again, just go over to YouTube, and we're there. The library of so. Okay, so we are going over. Oh, couple other announcements too. Actually, we'll kind of save them until the end. So we are going over Whispers from the Hollow Bone, August 11th. I think we're on the day that was just like one of the first. Yeah, we don't do that very often. So, and I don't know why. So we are going over. So these are the books. These are written by me. From the Gift from the Great Spirit, Daily Medicine, Whispers from the Hollow Bone. Okay, so let's begin in a good way, a traditional way. Got some prairie sage here. Yeah. So, and again, like always, there you go. We ask a volunteer from the circle to keep this smoke going throughout the entire circle in remembrance for the residential school children who never made it home. And I spoke to the grandmother. There's a grandmother out in Vancouver here that suggested that. And there's a question in the day, well, when did we start this? I'm like, I really don't. I have no idea. We'd have to go look, and that'd be a long process. But I just spoke to her a couple weeks ago, kind of a little back and forth, and the only thing that I suggested was I felt like that. Can we include the family members who are still suffering? And of course she said yes. So for the family members, and remember, this is not a historical event. They are still doing that ground penetrating radar all throughout Canada, and recently they found another couple weeks ago. So let's keep them in our prayers because this is not a historical event. They are still finding our ancestors. So please, let's keep those prayers going. Just good, loving prayers. To just support the families and all that. So the families and of course the children who are now just returning home after all these years. So, okay, so let's let's start off with a good prayer. Remember, traditionally, this is why we do this, and this is a question that came in yesterday. Why do we start out with prayer? And one is protocol, but a deeper. And please keep your questions. And these are not dumb questions. So don't lead off with like, I feel really dumb. No, just say, yeah, I love you. Just start out that way, right? We love you. So asking, praying without offering is spiritual stealing. Yeah, it will always keep us out of balance, right? So that's why just simply, and again, we'll go over that as many times as you want. I love you, and so that's why we offer, and we offer tobacco for our prayers to be heard. And there's deeper teachings too, but we'll just start there. So if it doesn't begin with offering, then it really, and traditionally, then it really doesn't begin, right? And if it doesn't begin with prayer, it doesn't begin. If it doesn't begin with spirit, then it doesn't begin. So let's begin in a really good way. Let's just, a little pinch goes a long way. A little help from above, a little help from below. And then take your hand to your Team Megwitch, Creator, Great Spirit. Thank you. Team Megwitch for our breath. Team Megwitch for our circle. Team Megwitch for our day. Team Megwitch for our life. We are grateful for our last breath, and we are hopeful for our next, and we live in that place in between. We come here today. We mean no harm in what we do. We mean no harm. We come in a humble way, sacred way, holy way. We may come here for a lot of reasons, and that is good. But the first reason always is life. Without life, we have nothing. Without life, we have nothing. We don't come here to be selfish. We come here to be selfless. So we come here and we pray for the circle that gives us life. And that life is most important. Without life, we have nothing. So we come here and offer ourselves, our prayers and our love and our healing and our wounds to this circle. We come here to connect to that circle with love. Connecting to those things that give us life, air, water, fire, earth. We connect. We thank those who have come before us our ancestors. And remember, if they are our relatives here, which all life is, then they are our ancestors over there. So we come from a million points of light and love. We come from this beautiful place. We don't come from any other place. Those ancestors held their prayers, and that's what makes us so beautiful and so powerful. That the bears and the eagles, the wolf, the otters, they held their prayers in a beautiful and sacred way in accordance with spiritual law. And that is where we come from. A place of great honor. So we come here and respect what has been offered to us. We graciously accept their prayers as a part of our life. And we also acknowledge and understand that some of our two-legged ancestors were hurt, wounded, abused, and traumatized, and they passed those hurts and wounds to us. And we acknowledge this at a time of great sadness and mourning and hurt and suffering. We do not dismiss that or gloss that over. We understand this is a time of healing. A great time of healing, and along this process of healing, it's okay not to be okay, but it's also okay as we heal, we begin to understand that their hurts and their wounds were not for us to carry, but for us to heal from. And our healing is never for ourselves. Our healing is our gift to the next 7 generations. Let us not be selfish anymore. Let us be selfless, and let us heal for those that will come after us. The next seven generations, where we only borrow this earth from our children, and our children are only loaned to us. So we live in the intersection between two unseen worlds. What a beautiful and powerful place this is. What a great opportunity to break those chains, to break the cycle of drinking and drugging and violence and separation from each other. We come here and we make us whole again. We step back into the circle of wellness. We step back into the sacred hoop and live a good life. What a great opportunity we have, and what we have right here, and what the ancestors have brought us. What a great opportunity today is to breathe again, to come to circle, and to love up on each other, to help encourage each other. What a great day it is. And we come here, there's a trail that we follow, that the ancestors have brought to us. They are our guides and they point the way, but we have to walk this. They cannot heal for us. They can assist us in that, but cannot walk for us. But we can only see this road with beautiful intent, beautiful prayers, coming here and say, I want to heal. I want to sit in this beautiful circle and live a beautiful life. Absolute intent. And then we see the road. We see our guides. We see the answer. We see all these helpers. We see as the earth as our mother. We see the stars and the rain and the moon and the seasons as helpers to us when we make that decision. It is not separate from us, but helpers for us. There are teachings along this way, this path, given to us by the grandfathers. The sacred 7 laws: humility, love, truth, honesty, respect, wisdom, courage. And these are teachings at first, but as we heal, we become them. That's where the healing comes in. We realize that we are not separated from them. We are already part of them. And then at the end, we are them. We are humility. We are love. We are this beautiful place. And this road that the ancestors have given us, the red road, the road of wellness, the road of all people, the road of encouragement, the road of the sacred hoop. We are here to encourage each other as it is called the red road because the red people we do not own this. There's no ownership. We are stewards of this. That means we hold these truths and these teachings to help others, to help ourselves. That is the way. And as we walk along this way, we begin to realize, begin to feel and hear the first prayer at the center of the universe, the first fire, the first ancient sacred agreement between all life, harmony and balance. We come here to live in that way, to walk that way, to understand that way, to teach that way, to offer these teachings to the next 7 generations. We are here to be the light givers, the peacemakers. It doesn't have to be the way it's always been, that huge, beautiful consciousness that raises humanity. And this is where we start, right here, with the next prayer, living this prayer, looking forward to the next prayer. So let us remember this as we move forward today. All right. Okay, well, good morning, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Once again, my name is Kenny Blewett Macwa, Standing Bear, and it's an honor for me to sit here with you. Yeah, we just have a good time here. That was comment, a couple comments. I love your comments too. So please keep those coming, and please keep your questions coming too. We have a good question here. One that made I posted a meme that made some people feel uncomfortable, and it's okay that you feel uncomfortable as long as you express that in a good and healthy way. And so that the question is concerned. So we're going to address that today because that's what Grandfather Tony always did with me. Like it's kind of like the worst first type thing. It's kind of like, it's not the worst, but it's like, hey, the ones that make you feel like that. A grandfather would always say that's the first one that we go after. So anyway, before we do that, couple of kind of preamble things, hollow bones. That's why we're here. The opening prayer. That's why we're here. This is the hollow bones. This is not a separate event, right? That was a comment came in, I guess, yesterday. Oh, well, yeah. When are we gonna start talking about hollow bones? Well, that's what we do. That's what we do every day is to connect to that life force, that consciousness, and one thing to connect with it, and the other thing, like the opening prayer, is to become the peacemakers, to encourage others. That's when we know when the hollow bones has really begun to set in. Is when we start to encourage each other. That's when the healing begins. When we start to encourage each other, and there's a level of healing. When we start sharing what we are doing here, there's a level of healing. Hey, let's get into this, right? Kind of thing. But before that, we come here for, people say, I come here for selfish reasons. I come here for myself, and that's okay. That's okay, as long as we begin to understand that we stay here. We come here for us. We come here for me. We stay here for us. And that you can write down, right? That's the beauty. That's what happened to me. That's what happened to me. I came to the red road just to get one day sober, because I couldn't get one day sober. Couldn't go one day without a fight, right? Couldn't and the fighting that was a problem, but not the problem. The drinking was a problem, but not the problem. The problem was I wasn't connected to this world. I was disconnected. And so what we do, hollow bones, is we connect to that beautiful life force that brings us a good, beautiful life, beginning with air, water, fire, earth, beginning with those, right? Understanding and, sitting with those. And so, That's what, that's what grandfather said with me. So, we sit with the water, the fire, and yeah. So that's part one. So we connect to that part two, and this is where we really kind of trip up a lot. It's like, again, that selfishness, and we come from a world of selfishness, right? We come from the colonial world of selfish, right? Me, I, there's no, there's no we and I, right? They got that reversed, right? Yeah, there's no we and I, so I just come here for myself, and and again, let's be really gentle here. Um, um, this is not a that is not a good or bad thing. Like if you want to get into that, that's a rabbit hole I really don't want to go down, right? Because then we start pointing fingers and what's good, what's bad. So basically we just say no, thank you. That's it. That's it. We say, okay, separation, division, um, you know, all that. Just say no, thank you, and then we come over here, and then we realize, understand that we are again beautiful people doing beautiful things. And again, we're going to get to that question in a minute. So part two of that, we connect to that life, and then we share that life. That means we give prayers. That means we give life. That means we pray with and for the water, with and for each other. That means praying for our enemies. That's what that means, right? The ones who wounded us, right? And that's a difficult thing. I'm with you, right? I'm with you before, and I'm with you after, because that's what grandfather taught me. It's just, hey, we'll go over this as many times as you want. Me and grandfather early, man, we sat in a lot of ceremonies, just be like, I don't know what to do, man. I can't stop. Anyway, um, ancestors and elders. So it's very traditional for us to thank those who have come before us, particularly our indigenous elders and grandfathers, grandmothers. Um, the ones who carried this medicine in a really good and beautiful way, because in their lifetime and in my lifetime, it was illegal to do so. So these circles, these ceremonies, this life, right, right, are given to us by those who have come before us. So thank you, and especially the two-legged. So thank you, because they are the doorways to the ancestors, right? Without the grandfathers and grandma, it would be tough to have that doorway. Understand that there is a doorway to the ancestors. So thank you to Tony Stonehall. Thank you to all those other men and women who carry medicine in a good and beautiful way. There's mushrooms and there's cookums. Thank you to all the men and women over at Fishing Lake First Nation who have guided me in a really good and beautiful way. And again, to all those other men and women of medicine who have guided us in a really good and beautiful way. So thank you. So thank you for that. Okay, circle medicine. No one's in front of us, no one's behind us, no one's above us, no one is below us. This is what we look like. We are all equal here. This is it, right here. This is what we look like. Intertwined and overlapping, the hair of Mother Earth, the sacred feminine, is what connects us all, right? The hair of Mother Earth. We are all equal. That means harmony and balance, right? So it's really not something over there. It's something that we already are. We just need to realize that, and the hair of Mother Earth, this right here, brings that to us. This is who we are. This is not an illusion. This is not a prop. This is the way. This is a prayer that we are supposed to live by, right here, right in front of you. Like I'm a visual guy. Like you can tell me anything, and I'll probably forget. But if you show me, then then I'm like, oh yeah, look at that, right? Look at that. I see that. Feel. Just smelling that smells like home. It smells like a beautiful, beautiful place. It smells like a place that I want to be my entire life, right? That safe, beautiful, harmony place, that I can't find anywhere else, especially in that colonial world. And yeah. So okay, sacred feminine. Okay, so couple prayers of appreciation. Received, and thank you. Again, let's be really gentle here. Everything begins with spirit, and everything begins with gentleness, right? That's where it begins, right? The sacred feminine, right? that beautiful womb space, that bringing in the life giver makes you sacred. There's no mistake that will take that away. Right? Right? To just know that, right? Just know that. And it doesn't mean that there isn't a place of healing, but it's just not included in this conversation, right? Right? You're just sacred, and let's heal together. Let's heal together, right? Sometimes we need, uh, the females with the grandmothers. That's a beautiful thing, right? Coming here in a mixed circle, that's fine, but would be better, especially in the beginning, for the men to sit with for men to sit with the grandfathers, and women to sit with the grandmothers, right? Right. So, right. So, all right. So, question of the day, comment of the day, and I posted something yesterday or the day before, and I'm going to find it right now. And might make you a little squeamish, but that's okay. Again, we set that. So I love you. Let's bring it all together right here. So in the opening prayer, we said we mean no harm, right? So that's so important that we say that we mean no harm, right? So that's the intent. That's our prayer. So let's keep that in mind. So I actually did another meme about that this morning, because we need to be really clear about this. And so okay, so and it is about sin. Yes, it is about sin. Okay. I posted, you are not a sin or from any sin. You are a beautiful human being, right? And then there were some comments there, and then some people addressed me offline, in a personal message, right? Right. Right. There's a mix. There's language is really what we're talking here. Colonial language, right? And then there's the spiritual circle right here, and it's so important that we don't mix or confuse the two, right? Right. And we just spoke about it with the sacred feminine. We say it every day, right? This is another way of saying that. So again, I actually a couple of this will get me fired up. Okay, it's too late. So there was a gentleman that said, hey, a couple of days ago, maybe it was last week, we were talking about, the sacred feminine, and, males, we are also, he reminded us, he was sitting right next to his wife, I think, so the wife reminded the male to remind the males, I know it was kind of long-winded, but I love you, so that we are sacred also, right? We are sacred, and that's the language of the spirit. That's it, right? And it doesn't mean that 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 there isn't a place of healing. That includes, because we're human, there is a place of healing for us, but it doesn't make us any less sacred. Okay, so now we have the colonial said, you're a sinner. We're all sinners. I'm a sinner. That's a patriarchy thing, right? Right? Did you feel the energy between the two? And there's a couple comments in there that says, a couple women said, I'm a sinner. Well, before anything else, they agree that they are a sinner. What does that tell our spirit? What does that tell the circle, right? I am a mistake, right? Right? No, thank you. No. That's when those moments we say just no, thank you. Slide and say we are beautiful, powerful, sacred human beings, right? Right. Say that. Write that down. I challenge you to write that down. I challenge you to say that. I challenge you to add that to your morning third day challenge. Right? To the morning, say that to you. I am beautiful, powerful, and I am sacred. Say that. And that doesn't mean or imply that there isn't a place of healing there. There is, because that's why we're here. That's why I'm here, right? you know, the Earth is 4.7 billion years old. The universe is like 13.7 billion years old. I've been around for 52 years. And, like you think I know no, there's a place of healing. There's a place of growing. There's a place of connection. That's really where we're going. I love you. There's a place of beautiful connection between all of us. And it doesn't begin with I'm a mistake. I'm a sinner. No, thank you. You know what? No, thank you. I love you. I love each and every one of you. And you are not a mistake. You are not any part of that patriarchal nonsense, right? We begin with gentleness, spirit, and power. So you are beautiful and you are sacred. Every single one of you. Every single one of you. Let's sit with that, man. Let's sit with that. We have to get out of this patriarchal thing, right? Because then it opens up that door, right? A lot of spiritual doors, right? That's one of them, right? That's a really negative spiritual one. So basically, we say no, thank you, and then I've been there. I've been there. I've sat in those places on Sundays in the pews on Sundays and been like, yeah, you're right. I am a sinner. Yeah, right. Oh, yeah. That guy takes away my sin. Oh, yeah, I owe that guy. And it's just like, it's freaking ridiculous, right? Absolutely. I owe my life to this guy, that to this thing, and then I got to go to this place on Sunday, and then it's like, it's just ridiculous. It's just like, no, thank you. I'd rather sit in a circle with you anytime, anywhere. I'd rather sit with you in a circle anytime, anywhere. Let's just pray together, right? Let's sit with humility. So the circle is humility. Not stating that I am a sinner, come from any other place, man. I'm human. That's humility. I'm human. And we need healing. I need healing. That's a place of humility, right? That's where it begins. It doesn't begin anywhere else. I love you, right? So sorry. Yeah. So got a little fired up there. So I'm not sure if it was your coffee or anything like that. But please keep your questions, concerns, comments coming. So a couple of women felt really just kind of like, I don't know where to go here. Like, and so, that's when the place of gentleness, the place of compassion really, really come in here, right? Because the circle is, hey, look, we're human and we are sacred. And that's where we start right there. That's where we start, and then we figure out, hey, and then we heal to get there, right? We heal ourselves, we heal our stories, right? And we don't begin with anything. Okay, so what time is it? Oh, I'm trying to run over again. Okay, so August, Whispers from the Hollow Bone, August 11th. What we're going to do here, if you're new here, welcome. I love you. What we're going to do here is we're going to read it a couple of times, develop a general impression, and if you want to put your general impression in there, that's beautiful. We really suggest that. And again, this is not a good or bad place. This is just our starting point, right? This is not about right or wrong, good or bad. I'm doing this for 30 years. And I'm still learning. And I still have what we would say a higher counsel, right? And that's okay. Right, that's okay. A couple of situations came up, man. I had to call the grandmothers on the phone. I don't know what to do. Right? That's our higher counsel, right? Not different. It's just, Okay, so when we educate our children to love and appreciate Mother Earth, we are teaching them to connect with and love the unseen and the unheard voices. Let me sure I get that right. I got so many notes here. That's what I should. Okay. All right. Let's read this again. Excellent. When we educate our children to love and appreciate Mother Earth, we are teaching them to connect with and love the unseen and unheard voices. Wow. Okay. What does that mean to you? This is beautiful, right? It's one of my favorites, right? Wow. Let's start. We're just going to run over today. I just feel I love you. Just hang with me as long as you can. Huh? All right. I love you. So, all right, let's begin. Remember talking to your grandfather Tony and being like, dude, I was so hurt and wounded. I told you, I don't know where to start. Well, let's start at the beginning. So let's start at the beginning. So, all right. When very beautiful and powerful. It's just that, right? Right. There's a choice there. So those of you who are taking notes, those of you, I lost my pen here. Hold on. Those of you who are taking notes, and we encourage you to take notes, right? We encourage you to just, just write it down. And one of you just commented about, forgot to tell us about a takeaway. So thank you for that. Thank you for that, gentle minded. So let's start thinking about what we're going to take from here. So love you for that. So choice, when, we, okay. Referring to the circle, referring to the individual, referring to the circle. When we, again, let's go there. English is a really bad language because it can be controlled and manipulated, right? We don't want that. We want to use it to connect to what? The circle, love, and life. We want to create this place of encouragement. The circle of love and light, encouragement, the light bringers, right? Okay. But like a broken clock, English is right. They just stumble upon it, right? We, us, and our. That's a place of absolute beauty, and that's a place of power. But let's when we see that circle of that, and let's everybody think about this, right? Right, we, us, and our, the circle, the beautiful, powerful circle. To think of us being sacred, right? Right, we, and then just write sacred next to that, just so constantly reminding ourselves that we are beautiful, powerful, and sacred. We, right? We. And I can't be, so that's basically saying the teaching beyond the teaching is I will have a hard time seeing that without you. Without every single beautiful soul in here, without Debbie and Shelley and Lucy and Sybil and all you beautiful people. I can't do this without you. That's when we. That's what that means. That means we do this thing together, right? We're supposed to be. We are one beautiful tribe. We are the two-legged. When the invaders came over, like there was no such thing as we were all two-legged, like the four-legged. Yeah. Buffalo Nation, they were their own nation, right? We're a two-legged nation, right? That's it, right? So, okay, when we educate, what does that mean? Where do we start? Right? Again, we start with the spirit. And in fact, there's a message that tells us there's a direction that we start. We face east, right? We make humble offerings of gratitude. Thank you for life. That's the beginning, right? That's it. When we educate. I look up some words before before the lives, and then it just says moral and ethical type of thing, right? That's more of a colonial definition, and it just gives us some contrast medicine here. Educate, 7 sacred laws. Education. So we begin with spirit, with the unseen, right? And we end with the unseen, right? So they're already mirroring each other right there. It's just a little different language, but it's important that we note that, right? Education, humility, right? Humility, love, truth, honesty, respect, wisdom, courage, right? That's when we educate. That's what we're talking about. We're also talking about the physical, also too. And we said it in the opening prayer: air, water, fire, earth, right? And they're talking specifically here to when we educate our children. Okay, let's break that down a minute. Our children. Who is included in our children? Here, write this down. This is really big. This is really big. All right. And our children. Our children include us. The medicine wheel, the grandfathers, the grandmothers, they say it is. Right? When we were born, we face east, we carry that little one with us. We carry the youth. We carry the adult with us at all times. So again, there's no separation between us. That's why we go back and we heal those traumas. like if we are already separated, and it made no difference whether we do it or not. But the fact is, um, that the traumas are guiding our behaviors now, right? You know, whether it's healed or unhealed, right? You know, you know. I don't drink anymore, so there's a place of healing there, right? I don't get into fights anymore. Okay, I'm not incarcerated anymore, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically. I'm not incarcerated anymore. There's a place of healing, right? I come here and share a little wisdom from Grandfather Tony, and his lineage and the lineage from everyone I've ever sat with, right, right, and uh, my own connection to hollow bones through this larger life, right. But right, write this down there. And let's be really gentle here, because some of us, still have that trauma. And this is not a good. This is not. I'm not trying to trigger anyone, and it's just a place of simple acknowledgement, right? Right. So we have to get out of that we are bad people becoming good, right? Right. No. We are becoming healed. Write that down. That's what that first line means. That we are becoming healed. That's what that means. The deeper beyond the beyond, the deeper beyond the vision. That's what they're saying here. And that is so beautiful and so powerful and so gentle. Like, you know, you know. And I've been in a lot of treatment centers, and none of them have ever went here. Like, they say, well, drinking's a problem, right? You got to stop drinking. Well, it's a problem, but that's not the problem, right? The violence was a problem, but not the problem, right? So here, they're going right to the heart of education. That means connection, right? Right with connection, right? I love you. Right, just connection to love and light, to healing, to all these people, and what's beyond that, sacred and beautiful, right? That's just like ready. That's just like that much beyond that, right? So then we find that beautiful place, right? Brings tears to my eyes, right? Find that beautiful and gentle place where you know what they did to me doesn't reflect my spirit, right? That's what that says, right? What they did to me, how many times they did it, doesn't reflect, you know, my spirit. I thought it did. I took on everything as personal, right? But then we realized, beyond and beyond that look, what they did was on them. It wasn't on me. It was not for us to carry. Their wounds, they gave us their wounds. They gave us their traumas, right? That colonial rule, because that's what they do. That's what they do. That's what they do all day long. They think of new ways of traumatizing its people, right? Separating trauma, and that's just that world. But we can step out of that world and be really gentle, beautiful, and powerful in this one, and just know the most powerful thing we can know is understand that we are sacred. Right? We talk about this every day. We 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 went nose to nose with those people that say, I am a sin. I come from a place of sin. He's taken away my sin, right? Go to that meme and they defend that. They defend that, right? That's how intrusive the colonials are. People really believe that, right? 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 And that's just contrast medicine. It's not good or bad. It's just like, okay, well, if you want to believe that, that's. I don't know why you would want to believe that, right? That's ridiculous. But okay, you have a right to be wrong. You have a right to call yourself a sin. But go ahead, go ahead. We love you. But over here, we are beautiful, powerful, and sacred, right? Right. And this also notes when we educate our children, and so one, we've acknowledged that there's a little child inside us that it's not like an inner child, it's not like a collective colonial, um, clinical kind of like, oh God, you're in a child work, no, it's just knowing that little one is still with us. We still talk to them. There has to be a dialogue there, and that's what this world does. It creates a beautiful dialogue of gentleness and compassion, right? When I do, one of my teachings is, and this is a Grandfather Tony teaching, is we create a altar for our little ones, right? For the little ones inside us, and like Grandfather Tony suggested this to me, and You know, I couldn't even comprehend it at first. So write this down, right? Right. Right. So write this down. So we write. So we develop and this is part of more traditional medicine. We're personal traditional medicine, just like we create an altar for our little one. And so mine looked like, right, you know, like little army men had, like, because it took my childhood away, right? They took my innocence away, and they replaced it with something else, right? So it's okay to go back here, and educate is just like reconnecting again. So what I did is I went back and created a beautiful altar for little Wayne, little bear, right? Because they took it away from me, right? So it had like M&Ms on it, which soon became an empty bag, because that's what little Wayne would want to do. So anyway, I replaced that bag of M&Ms with another bag. Anyway, you know what I'm getting at. But it had little Hot Wheels cars. It had all these little, these little things that remind me. It's okay to be playful. It's okay to be sacred, and like all these things that weren't things that reminded me how beautiful and sacred I really was. Right. All right. So, all right, let's get to it and do it. Okay, so when we educate our children to love, okay, 7 sacred laws, love, but guiding the one that creates, that makes all things possible. Write that down. Love. Eagle medicine, the one that carries all. That means makes all things possible. That's what that means. Carry all the sacred laws. It means carry humility, truth, honesty, respect, courage, wisdom. That is love. They are all intertwined in it. We can't have one without having the others, right? We can't have one without having the others, right? They all carry a little bit, but love carries them all in a good and let's be written in a good and beautiful, gentle way, right? Right. I love you. This is a place, you know. Love cares and all. So let's put this together. When we educate our children to action, so there's an action there. There's an applied action too, right? That means we have to go out and do something. That means we can't pontificate in a room and be like, yeah, love is this, love is that. No, like love is making a garden, right? And that's part of love, right? Growing your own food, connecting with nature, getting your toes in it. And now's a great time to put your toes in the sand, put your toes in the dirt, right? Don't rub it off, rub it in. That's love, right? The colonial world is like, earth is dirty, earth is dangerous, earth is unlike, they constantly want to create a separation where really over here, step in that water, like get your hair wet, breathe that free air, like smell the sage, smell the grass, smell all these beautiful things. That's what love is. Like that's the physical attribute, the spiritual thing to understanding what love is. If we don't get out there and do it, then we'll never know. That means you have to get out of your own. That means put some skin in the game, right? Literally, put some skin in the game, right? Go chop some wood, make that fire. Make your offerings of gratitude, and thank you. There's so many ways to express our love and our gratitude. Right? If you're looking to be a peacemaker, that's the way we do it. If you're looking to encourage, that's the way we begin. You see, so this is all loving, and it's okay to educate yourself as we go along, individually. It's okay, right? It's okay. In fact, part of it deeply encouraged, right? That means I can't do it for you. That means I can't do it for you, but we can do it together, right? Collectively. So when we educate our children to love and appreciate, appreciate, right down there again, spiritual gentleness, connection to what? The sacred feminine, Mother Earth. That's the sacred feminine. That's what that colonial world takes us takes us away from. That's what we're sitting with over here. That's that contrast medicine, right? You know, like over there, they don't talk about, you know, the sacred feminine. In fact, they don't even mention it, right? You know, and I'm not being any kind of way. It's just contrast medicine. You know, Father, Son, the Holy Ghost. There isn't a sacred feminine in sight, right? Just because you mention it doesn't mean you honor it, right? So over here, this is front and center. This is front and center. Honor those things that give us life, right? Honor those things. Honor the one thing that gives us life. The beginning. Everything has a beginning. Mother Earth, right? We are the DNA of Mother Earth. There's no separation from us. It looks a little different, right? We all carry different medicine. We all have something to offer. We all have this place of value, right? That colonial Western world, you know, doesn't say we have, but when we sit in the circle, there's a place of belonging, a place of gentleness, right? Right. That world didn't offer me before. You know, growing up, but like now that we're talking about children, you know, for me, they talked about my cleft palate. I spoke with a stutter. I speak with a lisp. You know, it said you're dirty, you're not caulk, you're violent. So guess what I became? I believed everything they told me. So I became like I became violent. I became a big drinker, and then I came to the red road and said, you know what? They said, you know what? And then I found my sacredness. In fact, I'm still finding my sacredness, and I find my sacredness in you. Every single one of you. But if I stay in that world, that colonial world with their patriarchal religion, I would have never found myself. But in each and every single one of you, to Anthony, to Sybil, to Kimberly, to my Eucharin, you know, when I relate to you, that's what we mean, right? And again, you know, teaching behind the teaching is when we begin to listen to each other. You know, like the preamble to the preamble would be learning how to listen in a sacred way, right? And here, it's learning how to sit in a sacred way. When we educate listening, right there too. I kind of went over that, but just kind of like write that down. Educate is learning how to listen. We listen in the beginning with all 5 senses, and after that, it even gets deeper, because then they tell us, here it is. Let's connect this all. Okay, connect with and love and unseen and unheard voices. So it brings in all together, right? So teaching us, so the big teaching behind the teaching is learning how to listen and hear and touch and connect to all those unseen and unheard voices. And let's get really clear on this. What are they? They are the ancestors, and they are the next 7 generations. And what does that mean? That means it makes us whole. That's what that means. It makes us beautiful. And when we feel whole, we feel beautiful. And when we feel beautiful, we feel sacred. And then when we feel sacred, we feel heard. We feel understood, but without it, right? Right? That world, you know, like running around saying, I'm a sinner, right? Well, I'd rather be over here and be like, look, I'm whole, I am powerful, and I'm beautiful, and I'm listening to the ancestors, and I'm giving my healing to the next 7 generations. But when we offer ourselves and our teachings and our love to the next 7 generations, we feel whole, appreciated, and loved. No one ever taught me that in that world. Right. Like they want to be right. Right. I want to be connected. That's the difference. Right. I want to be connected to you. I want to be connected to you. You know, I want to be connected to you, to the circle, all those things, you know. So let's go back to the very beginning. I love you. Just hold on. I know we're going to run over something. So please hang on. So, right. So let's talk about what we talked about. Let's bring it full circle. Let's get really beautiful here. So we talked about in the opening prayer, and this is why we go there. Let's bring it all together. air, water, fire, earth. You don't think that includes you? When grandfather told me that, I was like, you don't think that includes the trees, the birds, the animals? Brings all that love and that medicine. Right. Yeah. Right. Both seen and unseen. That means see all of you, so I can see all of myself. Right? Right? Because we are both seen and unseen. The earth is both seen and unseen. Right? Right? So it's not just like the unheard voices, right? It's not just like those stories of my tree story. We are all heart all the time. It's that song, that confidence, that wisdom that comes from connecting to, you know, all life, the ancestors, and the next 7 generations. If we don't connect to the ancestors, if we don't connect to the next 7 generations, right, then it's going to be really hard to understanding what humility and truth is and love is, right? Right? It is all connected and all related, right? Like if we don't pray with and for the ancestors, then we'll never understand, you know, the next 7 generations. That's how that works. Right? We will never understand the full circle. Love is the full circle. Humility is the full circle. Right? So where we really are and where the healing really becomes is when we start to understand, realize these beautiful, beautiful things, right? Right, that when we include the ancestors in our prayer, that's why we go over, you know, ancestors and elders in the beginning, because that's what they taught me traditionally to do. Thank those, because not to sound cool, not as some rote routine, but as to add volume and wisdom to that beautiful, unseen, unheard place, right, within us all, within our own medicine wheel, the one that's internal, our internal. So, you know, with like you don't think that your ancestors have forgotten about your inner child and your wounds. We have, maybe we're, you know, it's like, you know, many of us are in recovery. Many of us need to be in recovery. That's just, yeah, yeah. So it's like driving a driving a car with 3 wheels, right? You just kind of clunk, 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 clunk. We're just, you know, we're drifting all over the road, right? You know, but when we add, you know, the ancestors, you know, they bring that calmness, gentleness. You know, they make that road straight, both seen and unseen. That means we're able to see beyond and beyond. That's why we, you know, this is why, again, let's bring it on. This is why we carry the medicine, not to look cool, to help us, right, to see beyond, and he's bringing the wisdom in, the red hawk. This is a red hawk feather, right, from my First Nation, right? So help me. It helps me see. I have it with me, right? 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 It helps us, right? It helps assist us. This is our guide, right? This is the wisdom keepers, right? We get to hold the wisdom keepers, right? We don't do it to look cool. We do it because we need help, right? I don't wear this to look cool. I hear it to remind us of that beautiful place of courage that not only I have, but we have, right? Right? It's representative of, right? That's why we have all these medicines here, right? To help to guide us, right? Right. All right, let's start talking about. I love you guys, man. I hope you got something out of this, right? You know, I know I did. But let's read this one more time. I love this, and let's really be sure to. 2 of your comments last 2 days, yesterday, maybe the day before, they said they really appreciate, and I think they put one of them put them in the feed there, but sometimes we're a little shy, so let me help you. So please put your takeaways in this, because other people, it's like I'm not the only one to read that. So when you share it, you're sharing it to the world. When you give your takeaway, it gives permission to other people to take away theirs and to express themselves. And that is part of being wisdom keeper, bringer of the light, right, right, carriers of peace, right, when we do that, because it brings us to a safe place, like, oh yeah, okay, yeah. Well, if Shelley's doing it and Debbie's doing it, Julie's doing it, well then I'm gonna do it, right? So, you know, uh, you know, no. Oh, anyway, if no one said that they love you today, I love you very much. And okay, so couple of announcements. Yes, so Justin Jack Berry's a friend of mine. He owns a production company out of BC. He started this T-shirt project. This is not a T-shirt, but it says "We Are the Medicine" T-shirt. So if you want to, and proceeds go to help support me, because I kind of do this for free every morning, right? I just offer myself, and more than happy to do it. So if you want to go ahead, so 100% of the proceeds go toward just kind of supporting, me. So appreciate that. Also, there is another way you can support me. There's another film project that we are working on, a documentary out in Europe. So that is going to be opening in France in October. So there's a GoFundMe out there that goes directly to support those, because it costs money to make a documentary. Not all free, right? We do as much as we can. So if you want to support that, again, just let me know. And yeah. And also, me and Denise, Journey Through the Seasons, coming up September 24th through the 26th. So that's coming up too. That's a 3-day beautiful and intensive. That's wisdom from all around the world. We're bringing it all together. So Journey Through the Seasons with that. So if you want more information for that, please let us know. Let's put our takeaways now. Thank you to the, this is not entertainment. This is grounding medicine right here. This is Standing Nation medicine. Even though it looks like this, it is still grounding this. So put that takeaway right here. Just put your, just put your hand over your heart and just put it right there. And just like kind of close your eyes, and we'll let the Standing Nation take us out. I love you. All right. Awkward. Thank you again. Thank you for all your patience today. No, the final word is, this ceremony may end, but the ceremony in you does not end. So that means we take what we lived here, learned here, loved here, and listened to here, and then take it out to the four winds. It's just no good to be all spiritual here. So that goes far beyond hitting that share button. Anybody can hit share button. We encourage you to share to the people, places, groups, institutions that need to hear the medicine that we have to offer. We are the medicine. It goes far beyond that, and make sure, like if it doesn't go here, that's why it's so important. If it doesn't go here, then it won't go to our loved ones, it won't go to our families, it won't go to our communities, especially won't go back to Mother Earth, and especially won't go to those people that need it most. So, my name is Kenny Wetback One, Standing Bear, and if no one said that they love you today, I love you very much. Let's have a good day.